If you have struggled with USB HID, you're not alone. We got mad and fixed that problem so developers just like you can get their USB projects working right and right away. One of our users shares his success story. This video is brought to you by Trace Systems, Inc., the makers of HIDmaker and Simple Upgrade Management System. Download our free guide to USB success, Secrets of Successful USB Developers.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob. When we created HIDmaker and later TCPmaker and USB Bootloader Pro, we wanted to make our customers more powerful. Before our tools came along, engineers would struggle with technologies that were unreasonably difficult and that required one person to have a number of skills that were time-consuming and difficult to learn. Folks would try and try again to make their device work, but something would always go wrong. The projects that used these complicated USB and web technologies would have so many factors and so many settings that all had to be right and that all have to be consistent with each other. Any one mistake can cause the whole project to fail, and they would never even get an error message that would tell them what went wrong. We've struggled with these technologies too. Several times in those early days, we'd read the books and the specs, and we'd just get to the point where we almost understood what was going on. But then life intervened. We had to work on something else for a few days. When we got back to our project, we had a hard time picking up where we had left off. There was just too much stuff to remember. So frankly, we got mad, but mostly we decided to do something about it. We decided that there just had to be a better way to do this stuff, and we were determined to find that better way. I'm happy to tell you that we did find a better way of doing things. Since we first introduced our HIDmaker product in 2003, we have helped engineers all over the world to make powerful devices that work great without spending a lot of time doing it. As a result, we've been able to help hundreds and hundreds of engineers all over the world to quickly do amazing things that they never thought they'd be able to do. Things like getting the software for their specific design working well enough to be able to send and receive their data in only 10 minutes instead of 10 weeks or more. Easily making devices with features like multiple USB interfaces and feature reports and devices that use multiple packets with odd-sized data items. Being able to have their PC program communicate with multiple devices at the same time, and getting their projects done on time and under budget. Here is a true story of how one of our customers was able to achieve. This customer, Robert Galter of Alligator Technologies in California, tells us that before he bought HIDmaker FS, he spent about 6 months full-time trying to make a USB composite device. He read all the books, looked at all the sample code that he could find, and worked hard on getting his device to work. Here's what Robert tells us. Before finding HIDmaker FS, I read everything I could about USB. I understood the communication requirements, the report requirements, the enumeration process, the built-in Windows support for HID, and more. Yet I had a tough time creating my own PC program and pick firmware to match. I probably spent 6 months of full-time effort to get to the point of having a marginally working single-unit interface. I needed to fulfill a multi-unit, simultaneously operational real-time interface. You know, we can scarcely imagine the pressure he must have been under after 6 months of effort with only marginal success by that time. The pressure on him from his boss or his customer really must have been crushing. But we're so proud of him because he stuck it out and kept at it, and the story had a happy ending. Here's what Robert says next. By chance, a colleague mentioned the Trace Systems product. I invested about a week's worth of time with impressive results. I had a working foundation for the successful completion of the entire requirement. The device was recognized by Windows the first time I plugged it in with the HIDmaker FS firmware running. Granted, no product development effort is problem-free, but at least our problems were not in the USB communication interface. I just wish I had found HIDmaker FS before expending the first 6 months. By not giving up Despite all the problems he had experienced over a grueling 6-month period, he was able to find and buy our HIDmaker FS, and with its help, get his device going in only a week. Think of what he could have saved if he had found HIDmaker FS earlier. His development time would have been reduced from 6 months down to 1 week. Even when you factor in the cost of our product, that still amounts to a 2,700% return on investment. The cost of our product was insignificant compared to the cost of the time he would have saved. That's the kind of return on investment that you can achieve. HIDmaker FS will pay for itself after only a day or two. And that's only your first product. Your second product is free. We're so proud of the successes that our customers have achieved. They've really gotten to be indispensable at their companies and heroes within their industries. You can read about some of our customers' accomplishments in the showcase section of our website. We'll be adding more examples in the coming months, and who knows, maybe someday you'll want to show off your own products in our showcase section. We'd love to be able to tell other folks about your successes too. So there you have it. Our customers have been able to achieve more with the help of our tools and support. Isn't it about time for us to help you? Why not give us a call at the phone number below, or send us an email and tell us what you're trying to do. You'll be glad you did.
Question of the day. Have you ever tried to modify a USB sample project to make it do what you wanted? How did that work out? Thanks for checking out this video. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you want to, check out that free Secrets of Successful USB Developers guide with tips on getting your USB projects working end-to-end, really fast, every single time. Click or tap the screen in the description below. As always, we're helping you build your knowledge, skills, and impact with online video. Talk to you soon.